Good morning. Grab your cup. Byron Katie, if you've ever heard of her, she's an author, does a lot of great work with people. And she has a quote that says, there's your business, my business, and God's business. And whenever I am in your business or God's business, I suffer. Such a great quote because it really depicts how when we are controlling what other people do, their choices, their behaviors, what they say, when we're trying to control outcomes, circumstances, trying to make things happen, we're typically in somebody else's business or in God's business. And I learned that very deeply when my daughter was alive and dealing with a lot of medical issues, that her life was really God's business. And the best thing that I could do was to manage whatever we needed to manage and to support and love and nurture her and be her advocate at the hospital. But it was God's business how it was going to turn out. I really struggled for many years thinking I could control if I do this, if I do that. So that's one example from my life of how I shifted my relationship around controlling the things that happen and other people. This conversation was pretty recent in a one-on-one call with one of my clients because she was dealing with the issues of feeling like she was controlling the people around her. So my name is Linda Downey. I'm a transformational health and whole life coach, and I work with women primarily on stress, anxiety, and toxic patterns that they would like to break. And this client is not the first person who has come to me saying, I have a need to control. I'm very upset when I'm not in control. My husband or people around me tell me I'm controlling. There was another client not too far back who said that her coworkers, like that was feedback that she had heard a lot over her life, is that she's too controlling, but she didn't know how to not be that way. So living by the Byron Katie rule is really helpful to remember. And there's also some other reasons why we feel the need to control and we feel the fear when we're not in control. And that can come from having childhoods where it was a bit chaotic, where we didn't know what we were going to come home to. And it was just like, if I can just control this thing or that thing, then it'll feel safer. So control is often about a safety issue and also a lack of trust. Having not learned to trust in the world and in life, because again, that foundation of trust will happen in a really secure childhood environment. So when we're feeling controlling, those are some things to look at. Where did the root of that come from? And then we do work around really some somatic work. So there's the mindset work. One of the things would be using Byron Katie's tools and then looking at that, but then also what's in my body? What do I need to shift for my nervous system to actually relax into the unknown, which is not a small thing, as you can imagine, right? It's not a small thing, but it's a powerful thing because the truth is, and we may know it up here, I really can't control anything, but that doesn't mean we can feel it in here. So we want to work on that. And then the last piece that I would offer you, if you're saying to yourself, yeah, I tend to be controlling, or I've had that feedback, or I definitely feel fear when I can't control an outcome, is that as women in particular, when we didn't have the experience of being provided for, that comes from the masculine. So if we had two parents, a lot of us even didn't, but if we did, the masculine is the one who provides for and protects and holds the space for whatever's, needs to happen in the household. And the woman, the female, the feminine energy is all about holding the energy. So the masculine is more about what happens, what we do, how we make things happen, like the actual doingness, and the feminine is more about how we're being. When we didn't have great masculine examples, when we didn't have fathers who were doing and providing for, then we can become overly masculine as women. And overly masculine means I gotta do it, I gotta do it, I gotta do it, I gotta do this for you, I gotta do that for you. It also might mean if I do everything, then I'll get your love. So both things or either one could be happening. So all of that is what we dig into so that you can start to shift those patterns and feel safe again in the unknown. So your business, my business, or God's business is a great motto to remember, and that can be really helpful. And if you'd like to dig deeper into what's going on and how to shift that in your body, put talk in the comments. We'd be happy to send you a calendar link. It's a free conversation and talk to you about the work that we do. Have a good day.